Just a quick one, guys, before we get into today's video. We have dropped our brand new August collection. We've got the Surrender or You'll Die BB t-shirts, along with the Glasgow Rangers Union Jack tees. If you want to shop the new collection, go down into the link in the description or go to rfcclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, we're well on our way to 26,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already hit the big red button, please consider doing so, and in return we'll keep you on the straight and narrow with everything in regards to Rangers Football Club. Guys, in today's video we're going to be discussing a few bits and pieces from the fallout from last night, go over a few other bits and pieces, and discuss the Rangers midfielder who is worth 10x already. So yeah, quite an interesting one if you like. But of course, Rangers drawing I was about to say beat PSV. Sometimes it feels like we actually beat them. At times we were beating them. But of course, Rangers drew 2-2 yesterday against PSV Eindhoven in a performance that a lot of us were happy with. As I said, going into the game, we didn't really know what to expect from the Rangers players because there has been a bit lackluster performances in the recent games. A lot of not togetherness, not gelling together, I think is the right word to use. So we weren't really aware of what was going to be happening going into this game. I was certainly sort of preparing for the worst. However, we played fantastic. I thought we did really, really well out of possession, defensively, and all the rest of it. Managed to get 2 goals, and I actually went away from the game disappointed that we didn't actually go and win it. However, the tie is certainly set up, of course, for the Netherlands next week. Hopefully, we can go and take the game to them and go one step further and get to the Champions League group stage is for the second consecutive year. Now, in that game, of course, we do have a lot of new players, and whilst the Ibrox atmosphere is famous and well known worldwide, simply because of our Europa League run, we've had some famous nights that were sort of clipped up and went around social media. Everybody knows how great the Ibrox atmosphere is, but this was the first time some of our new players actually got to experience it for themselves. Of course, Jack Butland, there was the game against Servette, but it's different when you're sort of playing against the sort of European big boys and ties where, you're the underdog going into it. The Ibrox crowd really gets galvanised by that one. Basically, the players have lauded the atmosphere, really, and this is what Jack Butland had to say with regards to it. He said, "It was pretty special. It was some atmosphere. Yeah, perhaps a little disappointed with the result in the end. A really good performance. I think we're good value for it, and it gives us something to go to Eindhoven next week and get the job done. It was an incredible atmosphere. I wish we had held on for the win. It was one of the best atmospheres I have ever played in, so I'm hoping for plenty more of them." So yeah, he kind of lauded the atmosphere there. He wasn't the only person, of course, as well as Todd Cantwell also lauded it. And again, in the fallout of this game, I have lauded personally Todd Cantwell and said he had an absolute fantastic match, and I think you guys are probably getting bored of me actually talking about him, but I really do think we have got a player on our hands. And in the imminent news that Glenn Kamara is set to be moving on to Leeds United for £5.5 million, he's a player that has 100x'd his value in terms of what Rangers spent him on. And Todd Cantwell, for me, is a player that is definitely at a bare minimum 10x'd his personal value and would command a huge, colossal transfer fee if a club were to come in for him. I do think already, just even coming in since January, we paid, I think, just under £2 million for him. I think in today's market, you're demanding at least £20 million for his services if a club were to come in. He's shown absolutely everything. And to be fair, he's a player that was actually stopped from making a move to Liverpool. Arsenal was very, very close to making a big move in the Premier League for £40 million. So Premier League proven as well. But I certainly think we've got a player here that, as I said, could bring Rangers in a lot of money. And as I said, I don't like to ship our players away. But the thing about Todd Cantwell, he thrives under the pressure. And again, last night was one of them players that just wanted to be positive, wanted to go forward, thrived under the crowd. And as I've said many times, a lot of players do feel the weight of the jersey on them. And Todd's one of those guys that absolutely thrives under it. And I seem to think maybe perhaps one or two, maybe a pre-season actually. I can't seem to recall a bad game that Todd's actually had. He's super, super consistent since coming in through the door, which is great for us. I think is great for us personally. But the thing is, when you're playing this level week in and week out, and certainly going into the Champions League and really impressing there, then that's when, well, you know the drill. That's when the sort of European powerhouses, and that's when the sort of Premier League teams come in and start to sniff around your players. So yeah, it can be a double-edged sword. As I say, if he's doing well for us, that means hopefully we're winning, picking up silverware. But at the same time, you know, clubs do take notice of those good performances, and you know, the sort of pecking order these days, which is to my disgust in the sort of world of football, that, you know, when these Premier League teams come knocking and they've got the money to spend, even the likes of Bournemouth these days can spend about 40 million quid on players. It is problematic. But simply, I think Todd Cantwell would command way over in excess of £20 million for his services. And as I said, he's Premier League proven. So I think Rangers have actually got the golden ticket with him. I do hope that his form carries on, and I do hope we can get some winning medals with him. But he's such an exciting prospect, and he's by far my favourite player at the moment. I just hope to God it continues, and hopefully he can. And inevitably, when he probably does leave Rangers, unfortunately, as I said, I don't want to ship our own players out, but that's what usually happens in Scottish football when you do really well in Europe and in thingy. He can command a sort of Scottish record-breaking fee, but he's certainly 10x'd his value from what we paid for him anyway. But yeah, that's enough for me lauding Todd Cantwell. We'll sort of forget PSV. As I said, that game is done. Of course, the second leg going to be taking place next week. However, we've got a really important game against Ross County this weekend. And as I said, I will do a proper preview a bit later on, but we know what Dingwall can be like when we go up there. They can pose a threat. It's 2 banks of 10, and we need to make sure that we get to winning ways in the league, or continue winning ways in the league, because I do feel like Celtic are fluttering a little bit. They have got a home game this weekend. However, having said that, we do need to make sure we can claw that deficit back, because guess what? After PSV, we're straight into the Old Firm game and then the international break. So we'll start to see where it is, where the league's taking shape after that international break. We need to beat Ross County, try and beat PSV and beat Celtic, and going into that international break, hopefully we're on top and we can have something really positive going into that first international break of the old season. But Rangers fans, that's all I've really got for you today. As I said, not that much news as such. However, I just, you know, I find pleasure in giving Todd Cantwell all the credit he is due. But I just want to know, in today's market, bearing in mind he's got Premier League experience, bearing in mind there was a lot of clubs back in the day wanting him, Arsenal, Liverpool, 40 million quid. Could he be a Scottish record-breaking transfer if he inevitably goes? Yes or no? Let me know down there in the comment section below. And just lastly, disclaimer, because I know people sort of get misled. No one is interested in Todd Cantwell. No one is talking about Todd Cantwell going, just as I don't get done here. It's just me bringing up his potential value. So as I said, no, there is no talk of him leaving, and I hope he's here at Rangers for many, many years. I'm just saying that lastly again. There is no talk, there is no rumours of him ever going. It was just me bringing up the discussion just to see how much he was worth in today's market. But as I said, let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That does bring us to today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we do have Rangers t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection. We'll go down into the link in the description, or go to rfcclothing.com. Thank you. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.